Teach them that not knowing is not failure. It's the first step to understanding. I actually love math. The beauty and power of mathematical thinking have changed my life. But I know that many people lived a very different story. Math can be the best of times or the worst of times. An exhilarating journey of discovery or descent into tedium, frustration, and despair. Mathematical miseducation is so common we can hardly see it. We practically expect math class to be repetition and memorization of disjointed technical facts. And we're not surprised when students aren't motivated, when they leave school disliking math, even committed to avoiding it for the rest of their lives. Without mathematical literacy, their career opportunities shrink, and they become easy prey for credit card companies, payday lenders, the lottery, and anyone really who wants to dazzle them with a statistic. When we're not comfortable with math, we don't question the authority of numbers. And mathematician René Descartes, who famously proclaimed, "I think, therefore I am." But Descartes looked deeper into the nature of thinking. Once he established himself as a thing that thinks, he continued, "What is a thinking thing? It is a thing that doubts, understands, conceives, that affirms and denies, wills and refuses, that imagines also and perceives." This is the kind of thinking we need in every math class every day. Here are the steps to multiply, you repeat. Here are the steps to divide, you repeat. We've covered the material, we're moving on. What matters in this model is memorizing the steps. There's no room to doubt or imagine or refuse. So there's no real thinking here. Because I know if I rush to an answer, I will have robbed you of the opportunity to learn. Thinking happens only when we have time to struggle. It's not uncommon for students to graduate from high school believing that every math problem can be solved in 30 seconds or less. And if they don't know the answer, they're just not a math person. This is a failure of education. We need to teach kids to be tenacious and courageous, to persevere in the face of difficulty. The only way to teach perseverance is to give students time to think and grapple with real problems. Struggling with a genuine question, students deepen their curiosity and their powers of observation. They also develop the ability to take a risk. Teachers, students may ask you questions you don't know how to answer, and this can feel like a threat, but you are not the answer key. Students who are inquisitive is a wonderful thing to have in your classroom, and if you can respond by saying, "I don't know, let's find out," math becomes an adventure. And parents, this goes for you too. When you sit down to do math with your children, you don't have to know all the answers. You can ask your child to explain the math to you or try to figure it out together. Teach them that not knowing is not failure. It's the first step to understanding. They need to convince themselves and argue with each other to determine what's true. After all, where else can you see real thinking out loud? Students doubt, affirm, deny, understand. And all you have to do as the teacher is not be the answer key and say yes to their ideas. It takes courage to say, what if 2 + 2 = 12, and actually explore the consequences. It takes courage to say, what if the angles in a triangle didn't add up to 180 degrees? Or what if there were different sizes of infinity? But that courage and those questions led to some of the greatest breakthroughs in history. Mathematics is not about following rules. It's about playing and exploring and fighting and looking for clues and sometimes breaking things. Einstein called play the highest form of research. And a math teacher who lets their students play with math gives them the gift of ownership. Playing with math can feel like running through the woods when you were a kid. And even if you were on a path, it felt like it all belonged to you. Parents, if you want to know how to nurture the mathematical instincts of your children, play is the answer. What books are to reading, play is to mathematics. And a home filled with blocks and puzzles and games and play is a home where mathematical thinking can flourish. I believe we have the power to help mathematical thinking flourish everywhere. We can't afford to misuse math to create passive rule followers. Math has the potential to be our greatest asset in teaching the next generation to meet the future with courage, curiosity, and creativity. And if all students get a chance to experience the beauty and power of authentic mathematical thinking, maybe it won't sound so strange when they say, "Math? I actually love math."